In this video, we're going to be looking at adding and subtracting fractions. So if you recall from my last video, I'm a huge fan of pizza. And like last time, I buy myself a pizza which has 6 slices. Within this pizza, I have 1 slice of the pizza. So we can write a fraction here where we have 1 out of 6. I then go for a walk in the park. I come back, I watch a bit of TV, and then I start to get hungry again. So I go back to the pizza, and this time I have 2 more slices out of my 6 slices of pizza. So now on this occasion, I have 2 out of 6. So now what we have here is actually an addition of fractions. So I can add these 2 up. So how many slices of pizza have I had altogether? So as a whole, the whole amount of pizzas at the beginning was 6. And on the first occasion, I had 1 slice. And on the second occasion, I had 2 more slices. So therefore, I know that the whole amount was 6, so the denominator will be 6. And I need to add up how many times I went for pizza, so the amount of slices I've had. So I had 1 slice plus 2 slices, which will give me 3 out of 6. If you recall from my simplifying video, I went over how to simplify. And so that will give us a half if we simplify this. So it's really important to understand that when we're adding fractions, we're looking at the denominator. And as we can see here, the denominators have to be consistent or the same in order for us to add them. This also applies for subtraction. So let's have a look at a little example where we're going to subtract 2 fractions. If we have 6 over 8 minus 2 over 8, we have the same denominator, which is lovely. So we can always start off by writing our answer is going to have the same denominator. And we have 6 minus 2 at the top in our numerators. And then what we can do here is 6 minus 2 will give us 4 over 8. And once again, we can simplify this down to a half. So we've looked at adding and subtracting fractions when they both have the same denominator. But what happens when the denominators aren't the same? Let's have a look at an example. So let's have a look at another example of pizza. So I order a pizza again a few days later, 6 slices once again. However, on this occasion, instead of having 1 out of the 6 slices, I decide to have a half of the pizza. And then same thing as last time. I go out, and I get hungry again, and I come back to my pizza, and I have 1 more slice. So now I've had 1/6 of it. So now, how many slices of pizzas have I eaten? Unlike the last example, these 2 denominators aren't actually the same. So we need to find a way in order to make these 2 the same. In order to do this, we need to look at what the lowest common multiple of these 2 numbers are. I created a video about the lowest common multiple, which will be provided in the description below. What we would have to do is find what the lowest common multiple of these 2 numbers are. 6 is actually in the 2 times table. So what we would have to do is we're going to keep this as it is, and we're going to make 6 the denominator here. So what do we have to do to 2 in order to make that 6? Let's put this over here. We will need to multiply 2 by 3 to make 6. So therefore we have 6 at the denominator now. And if you recall our rules of fractions, whatever we do to one part of the fraction, which is either the top or the bottom, we must do to the other side. So we've times the bottom by 3, we must times the top by 3 then. So 1 times 3 will give us 3. So now what we have, let's move this up here, the simplified version, is 3 over 6 plus 1 over 6. And now we have both of them as the denominator. So now we can add these 2 up to give us 4 over 6. And once again, we can simplify this 4 over 6 down to give us 2 over 3. So now let's have a look at one more example. let's say we have 2 over 11 plus 1 over 2. So once again, we need to find out what the lowest common multiple of these two numbers are. And because 11 isn't in the 2 times table, we need to find a way to figure this out. If we're put in this situation where one of the denominators isn't in the times table of the other, what we'll do is we will multiply them together. So what this means is that I'm going to multiply both of the denominators. So I'm going to have 11 times 2 plus 2 times 11. And if we recall, whatever we do to one part of the fraction, we must do to the other. So over here, I multiplied the bottom by 2. So therefore, I must also multiply the top by 2. So we'll have 2 times 2 up here. And if we look at the second fraction, 1 over 2, we times the bottom by 11. So we had 2 times 11. So therefore, we must times the top by 11. So we'll have 1 times 11. So now if we simplify this down, we will have 4 over 22 plus 11 over 22. And what we've actually created by timesing the two denominators together, we have now made both of these numbers have the same denominator. So now we can add 4 over 22 plus 11 over 22, which will give us 15 over 22. And can this be simplified down? No, it can't. So therefore, this is our final answer.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button and also share. And if you'd like to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. And whenever I release new content, hit the bell icon to be the first to be notified. Thank you very much.